Hey everyone, welcome to the RC 2001 for the fall semester of 2023. I'm your instructor, Bill Torgerson. You can call me Torg. I'm over here on the left, a script of things I want to go over. This is an asynchronous online class. We never meet together. We also never meet online at an assigned time. When you see that an assignment is due, it is due at 11:59 p.m. on the day it's listed. I'll go over that some more in a second. If for some reason a due date time is like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that was a mistake by me. I forgot to click a button, but hopefully everything's right and assignments are due at 11:59. If you have a question, here's my email, torgersonwj@appstate.edu. That is the best way to get in touch with me. Okay, so over here is our As You Learn site, and the one thing that's missing is that I'm recording this welcome video, which is required for all online classes. And so that welcome video will be at the top of the screen here. Now let's look down a little bit. There's some resources, but let's really hurry up to the first assignment. So down in here is where the work starts. I've divided the course into sections. The first section is about building community. The second section is about exploring the digital textbook. I'll say more about the textbook in a second. So your first assignment is due Monday the 21st, the first day of classes at 11:59 p.m. And so I can click on this or I can click here for directions. So all of your directions will be in a Google Doc. And so you're going to change your avatar to a different picture. You can keep the same picture if you've already changed it. So everything you need to know about that is here. And let me show you what I mean. So like this is my avatar. This is a picture of me that was used for one of the books that I wrote. And you're going to also post that picture in a forum. Orange means forum. And you're going to write a couple sentences about why you're sharing that picture. And it doesn't have to be a view. It could be of a flower or your dog or the view out your window. So as you scroll, these are when assignments are due. A lot of times you're going to have 3 assignments due a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes if it's a little bit more work, I might bump it out and it might be like Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Thursday. So scroll down and this is when things are due. This is the first 6 weeks of class and I will finish out the class as soon as I can. So I'm over here on the first assignment. There's no textbook to buy. Good news, right? Everything you need is on this page on the right. I might as well show you that real quick. This is our textbook. You'll click there. There's also an additional readings folder. So check your email. When I send you an announcement in class, which is the main way that I speak to the whole class, communicate with the whole class, you will get an email notification. You can write me back right there if you need to. And try to check that Monday through Friday. 5 days a week, you're checking your email at least once. Over the weekends, maybe not. Okay. Down to the syllabus, I'm just going to read you a couple things related to me and writing. So the syllabus and how the course works is right here. Like how will I determine your grade? And you can look at that. But I'm just going to share a couple things. So I have on a list here things I believe about writing. And that's right here. And so number 1, everyone can learn to write more effectively. Some ways to do this are through reading and writing a lot and by practicing in some of the same ways you'd practice an instrument or sport. So even if you're a person who comes to this class, I suck at writing, I might say to you, well, how much do you practice? And you certainly aren't going to be graded. Your grade is much more going to have to do with turning in assignments on time, following the directions, responding to your classmates, than it is on, the excellence of your work. Okay. Number 2, writing is thinking. When you become a better writer, you become a better thinker. So this is my attempt to make it relevant to everyone. You're like, I don't want to take this class. I already took a writing class. But if we think about writing as thinking, and we probably all are okay with being better thinkers, becoming a better writer will also improve your thinking. 2 more I'm going to share. 6, the less you understand how the digital text on the screens of your devices are created, the more you will be manipulated by them. So I'm amazed at like someone's looking at a TikTok post and I say, who posted that? And like the student's ability to figure out who's running this account, what's the name of the account, what would be the motivations of the person who's posting this. Hopefully you will investigate that some. And then as we ourselves, I'll say more in a second, are publishing into digital spaces, the more you're like, oh, I see, you could make up almost anything and claim to be anybody, and give your account name sort of an official sounding name, and off you go, spreading misinformation. And so that was number 6, I think. And then 8, reading and writing can be exciting when you have choices about your work. So if you don't like to write, if you're dreading this class, I'm hoping because you have some freedom to choose what you read and write about, that you'll find a little more good energy in it. A couple tips for success in the class. I'm reading 1, 2, and 6. 1, don't glance at messages from me on your phone. It seems like a lot of students tend to forget those messages. Maybe I'm talking to myself, but I like to be at my desk. I've sort of moved to an iPad notebook. I used to have a piece of paper next to my desk, so I'm not reading your emails unless I'm at my desk and ready to work, where I can take notes and be organized and make sure I respond to everything. And so glancing at stuff on your phone related to the course, a lot of times, it gets lost in the shuffle and you forget to come back to it. Number 2, look ahead of the upcoming assignments to see what work will be due. Plan ahead. I won't even keep going. So some of these assignments, if you sit down at 11 o'clock at night and try to do it, you're not going to finish in time. Some of these are done much better. A little bit of work on Monday, get a good night's sleep, circle back, finish it up on Tuesday. So I would read a couple days ahead, especially depending on how busy you are, so that, and sometimes I give you a couple extra days, so don't use those days to do nothing. I'm giving you those couple extra days before something's due, because you need a little more time to complete the work. And then number 6, I already said this, I'm not going to read it. You won't get a C because you do C writing as much. You'll get a C because you miss deadlines, you don't respond to your classmates, you turn in work late. I'm going to do a super quick. We use a lot of Google Docs. I sort of think of drafting in Google Docs, publishing on an A-port, which I'll show you in a second. So a lot of times I have you write in Google Docs so that you can copy and paste it into As You Learn, because you're less likely to lose your work because of the way Google Docs saves. And then anytime you have to share settings, this has already been shared, but so in the upper right, I hit share. I've already changed this, but so right now it says anyone with the link, but you could, that starts at restricted. You could do app state. I choose anyone with the link, so if you forgot to log in, you can still see it. And then viewer is usually good, or no, commenter, if you want comments from us. Sometimes we have assignments like that. No need to make, to do an editor. So you can let us look at it, or if this is an assignment where we'll be commenting, you can go comment, and then you can copy that link, and that's what you might turn into a form, for example, that link to a Google Doc when we start looking at each other's work. So, and then, be good. Think about what your name and stuff, some of you have 15 documents that are called Untitled Document Number 1, Untitled Document Number 2. So, get good at naming this so that you can find your work. That was see, we're almost done, guys. 3 more. So, what do I mean, A-port? So, App State provides you with, basically, you're making your own website. Like an artist might have a portfolio where they carry around their work. Digital portfolios are more what we get into these days. So I think Misha is her name. She was in my class, and, you're going to have different assignments. You will have a reflective letter. And so she's got this picture with a caption, and this is a page. One of your early assignments will be to write a bio about yourself. So if you're a little worried about A-port, the thing you should feel good about is I've taught thousands, literally thousands of students who've made A-port. So a lot of good tutorials. I'll help you through it. We can do a Zoom. You can come into my office as needed. Okay, so almost done. So I have an About Me page. It was also done on A-port, and this you could safely shut off the video now. Oh, there they go, some of you. But I have my About Me page on here, which I wrote on an A-port, and mine is longer than yours have to be. And my kids, Charlotte is now a senior. I don't know. She's probably a freshman or sophomore here. And Izzy is a sophomore. They go to Watauga High School in Boone, and they would be frustrated that I haven't updated these pictures. So my teaching career began in 1995. I was hired to teach 7th grade English and be the head boys basketball coach at a small school in North Central Indiana. So this is sort of like my career, including like I taught at St. John's University in Queens, New York, and lived in the New York City area for 11 years. So there's kind of my work life. I've written a couple books. So one of my favorite authors was Pat Conroy. It was cool that he endorsed this book and called me on the phone about it before he passed away. So that's a novel and stories. And this is my first novel about a college freshman. So I've also directed a couple independent films, published articles. So this is about kind of my writing, creating, movie making life. And then even a really super old picture of my family. And this is, when we lived in New York City. So just this is about my family. And I help out with the basketball team at Watauga High School, where both my daughters play. So sort of split my time between App State mornings and early afternoons. And then in the late afternoons, I make my way over to Watauga a lot of times to do basketball related stuff. So that was probably more than you wanted to hear about me, but thanks for listening if you made it this far. And then that's it. I do have a website, I guess, thetorg.com. I like to podcast a lot with my sister and just anything, I read stuff. I want to write about a book I read. I do all of that at this torg.com website, in case you're curious. And mainly I'm showing you that because it's a writing class. I do write outside of class. I think it's fun to make stuff, whether you're making something out of wood or you're making a story. Okay. So good to meet you guys. Looking forward to working with you. Get in touch if you have questions. Take care.